Thinking about getting goats? Well, we're going to tell you about getting our first goats right now. Hi, this is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. Sitting here with the goats. In today's video, we're going to talk about getting our first goats, some of the preparation we did, and then show you the day we got them. We've been pretty busy out here with turkey season and building chicken coops and getting our chicken flock up. So anyway, if you're not a subscriber, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos on homesteading or any of the updates on our goats, our chickens, and everything else we got going on here. With that being said, let's get to the video. So I'm out here in the goat pen. When we first decided to get goats, this was just an open field. And while we have a lot of plans for goat pastures, we didn't have anything set up right now. If you haven't seen our 2019 plan, make sure to check that video out. It'll show you exactly what our plan is for building the fields. Anyway, before we did that, we wanted to make a kind of a little holding area. And so I'm in our little goat holding area here. It's not that big, but it's big enough for these little guys. We first got the goats, or actually first started to get the goats, was in December 1st. The goats were born late November, so we went and checked them out. The kids loved them. They were really, really small. And so we saw the goats we wanted. We decided to go with Nubians, and so we paid for them. But we needed to get some stuff set up. So we end up building this little goat pasture right here. Like I said, we have other plans for pastures. In fact, starting next week, we'll be making our big pasture, and we'll do a video on that later on. We also needed a shelter, but because this is just a temporary holding thing, we end up going with this Shelter Logic shelter. It's just a temporary shelter, something we can move, we can use multi-purpose, but we don't want to build something in here when we have to build it out in the pasture later on. So we just got this temporary shelter, keeps them out of the weather, and we'll be doing a video on that as well. So anyway, let's show you some of the things that we did. We had a bunch of old wire that we had gotten, hadn't paid for, so we decided to use that. We ran the T-posts, and after that, the hardest part was by far digging the corner posts in, because we have a lot of rocks, and after so far, you end up hitting rock. Once that was in, I cut the holes out of the old wire, and then it was just a matter of attaching them to the corner posts and then attaching them to the T-posts using wire clips. After that, we stretched 2 strands of barbed wire, and it was on to drilling the holes for the hardware for the gate. And now I drilled them just slightly smaller than the actual hardware. It made it a lot easier to put it in while still being able to grip it. And then it was just a matter of hanging the gate, and we were done with our little enclosure. Now it was time to build a shelter, and we used the Shelter Logic 3-in-1 shelter. The whole family kind of pitched in together to do it. It's definitely more than just a one-person job, especially once you had all the pipes together and needed to flip it over. Can't say enough how it was a whole team effort getting the canvas on. Once it was on, we had secured it with 8 stakes as well as putting logs around. You're definitely going to want to subscribe and watch this video when it comes out, because there's more on that later. Then it was just getting hay for bedding and for food, and it was ready for the goats to come. At the end of March, we got the text that the goats were on their way, and the family could not have them get here fast enough. And finally, they arrived.
So here we have amprolium. It's a coccidia preventative medicine. And when kid goats are transported, like the Andrews just got new kid goats today, then for every 21 days until they're 6 months old, it's a good idea to give them the preventative medicine. And so we're going to mix that up right now. It's 5 milliliters or cc's to 1 gallon of water. And you want to take all the other water out of their pens, so they're made sure to drink this, and it's for a 3-day treatment every 21 days.
And the just over a week that we've had the goats, they've gotten to know us and we've gotten to know them. The boys especially have learned little tricks of the trade, as one of their chores is feeding the goats. And they've learned a thing or two about how to make it easier for themselves. And the goats have gotten used to being here, although I'm sure they're ready for the big field to be done. Hopefully you like this video as much as we like our goats. Make sure you hit the like button. And if you have had goats for a while, make sure and leave a comment. Let us know what we need to be looking for. And if you're not a subscriber, make sure and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We especially have a video coming up about this shelter that you're really gonna want to watch, because we had some bad weather and we had some issues. But that's for an upcoming video. This is Todd from Sniping Rhino Ranch. Have a great day.